lasso, second one, hold shift, capture it, capture it, hold alt, deselect that, so I get more of a regular line. This works. Alright. So I got all of that. Inside here, some of these I don't need. So I'm gonna try my best. So in here I need to get rid of this right here. So I'm gonna hold down Alt. I'm using the regular lasso, second tool, L. Feather, maybe I'll set the feather to like 3 pixels for the feather. That way it's gonna feather out at the edges softly. I'm gonna hold down Alt. I'm gonna just from here try to guesstimate the shadow edge area. I don't want to make it too big of a chunk. I'm going to do like this for now. Let's get sections at a time. Like that. So this is being cut out. See? And then zoom back in, holding Alt, spacebar to pan, hold Alt, and I'm going to cut out certain more. Like this. Then zoom in, hold Alt, Alt, like that. Hold Alt, just carefully like that. Hold Shift, capture that. Hold Shift, capture that back. Hold Shift, capture that back. Nice. Here, hold Alt out here, like so, like so. Zoom in, hold Alt, hold Alt, go like that, come back around, loop around, and then zoom in, hold Alt, there you go, zoom in, hold, there you go, Alt. Okay, so here I gotta release this area, hold Alt, start from there, there you go. Here too, hold Alt, go like this, get small chunks at a time to cut out. There. Maybe hold Alt, take away some more. There. So looks like this is a good capture. Yeah. I think this will be one set. And this as well. Since they're overlapping. Main thing is to show how I was able to, you know, add and take away. Here, I'm gonna hold. This is just again regular lasso, second tool. Hold Shift. Now I want to capture these shadows. Wrap around, go back up. Boom. Hold Shift. Wrap around like that. The shadows, hold Shift. Like that. Hold Alt. Do that. Yeah. This I want to capture, so hold Shift. some of this, that. Try to make it feel organic. This part here, hold shift. I'm gonna capture this shadow. Holding shift, it's gonna be like this. Wrap around and full circle. Then I need to take away this, holding shift. We'll go like that. Zoom in. And then holding shift. That. Holding shift. Like that. Holding shift. Like that. Holding shift. Holding shift. Shift. Not shift, but alt. Take away, see? Okay, is that everything for this? Did I capture all the shadows? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Alright, good. So that was a bit tedious, but good use of a mixed bag of tools. And then this has to be its own little cutout. I want to do select and mask, see, and then transparency at 100, right? If you do not see this like this, if you have some weird color, right, make sure to click on this and choose onion skin, because you got all this other crazy stuff. I just want onion skin, because when you press one of the keys by accident, it'll do these. And then you could just press O for onion skin, and then set the transparency to 100, and then from there, these little settings, feather, maybe 3 pixels, see, 3 pixels, and then smooth is like jack up smooth. If I make it 0, oh, if I jack it up, yeah, this situation, I'm gonna put the smooth to 100. It does something. It normalizes all the jaggedy little squiggly stuff around the edges. Yeah, when I check before and after, it's a huge deal in this situation. Feather, maybe I'll make it 5. No, that's too much. 2. Oof, maybe 3. Back to 3. Yeah, takes about half a second for it to process. So I like 3. Contrast, shift edge, I don't care. Let's change this to new layer with layer mask. Then, okay. There we go. So that's the process of the cutout, right? I'm going to immediately name this Super Hero Only. I immediately name it. So I have my cutout. Now I'm going to hide that. I'm going to turn back on the background. Now you notice, with the background, here we are back to regular, nothing, right? I'm going to hide that. I'm going to show this cutout. Now I want this, I'm going to press V as in Victor for the move tool. I want to select just the outline, but I don't want to do all the selection all over again. So in here, I'm going to click in here so you can see the selection. Now I'm going to hold Control, and I'm going to click in here while holding Control, and I click. See, now it reselects my marching ants all over again. So I repeat, you hold Control and you click in here. So why did I do this? Well, this cutout, sure looks great, but it needs to be filled in with the generative fill as well as a separate layer, because you cut this out. In return, you also need to have a separate layer with the fill in, or at least that's the first initial step regarding generative fills, right? So I'm just trying to explain. So again, control, and you click in here, you get the cutout. I'm gonna hide that now, so you can only see this, because I only wanted the shape, the marching ants. So I hit that. I'm gonna turn this back on, the original background. I'm gonna select the layer, and then I have this turned off, the superhero cutout. I'm gonna click on generative fill. I'm gonna click this generate. I don't care about this. It's processing. Again, the whole point is that I do my superhero cutout, which is great. I control and I clicked in here to get the marching ant selection. Then I hit generate, and oh, this is good. Maybe this selection, maybe this. They're all the same. I like this, the first one. So that's what that is. And then immediately I'm going to need generative fill, fill, hiding superhero. See? I immediately name it. Okay. Then I'm gonna just control question mark to lock it. Superhero only. Select that layer, control question mark to lock it so I don't damage it. I'm gonna save the file, control shift S. Yeah, my control alt S. Yeah, control alt S, save a copy. I'm gonna just save it as Photoshop. Control alt S. Superhero ice scene. Save it to the desktop. Alright, then now what? Well, so that part is done. What I also want to do is this. For each generative fill, right? See how I hit it, which looks fantastic, right? So I hit it, but I also need to sandwich it down. So, but before I sandwich it down to the original background, I'm gonna make a copy of this. So I select the background, and I'm gonna drag it into the plus sign down here. Makes a copy. I'm gonna hide the background original. This and this. Unlock it. This and this. Basically, I'm gonna flatten it down. This little fill, I'm gonna flatten it down so it's less confusing. Control E as in Edward. Okay, but I still have my original background in case I ever need it. So this one I'm gonna name it backplate WIP. I named it backplate work in progress WIP because this will end up being every generative fill that I do to bury the cutouts. They have to be eventually flattened down so that the backplate will be its own entity, separate entity, and also the backplate with the generative fills. I can start cutting out the backplate itself. The new evolving backplate will be cut out. Anyway, so I picked the freaking backplate, right? WIP. I'm gonna press W for the wand tool. See? W. This is the first one I have. I'm gonna just click at that. Zoom in. I wanna capture some of the shadows. So I'm gonna use click in here, maybe quick selection, the middle one. And maybe grab not bad, not bad, not bad. Alright, it's cooperating with me. this one, the middle one. So I'm showing the pros and shit. See, now it's doing this stupid crap. Undo, Control Z. Why is it misbehaving? Maybe I'm just gonna click slightly like this. See? Damn it. Fine, now it's not gonna work with me. That was good. That was good. Shit. Maybe just a smidge out here. Nope. Alright, so that's the limitations of what that'll do. I'm gonna click in here. Maybe instead I'm gonna choose the lasso tool instead. Switching gears. I wanna capture some of this. Hold shift. Because I'm basically thinking about the silhouette. Overall silhouette. Hold shift. Hold shift. I'll capture some of that shine. There you go. I don't like this jaggedy, so I'm gonna hold shift. Try to make a nice silhouette shape capture like that. Holding spacebar to pan down, hold shift, capture some of this contact shadow around and up. Zoom in, hold shift, capture some of this contact shadow, go around and up, boom. Hold shift, maybe some of the squiggliness. That. Zoom out. Zoom in, capture this. Hold shift. I'm just gonna do some of this stuff like that. Like that. So I captured that and that. So this, as soon as I have a good amount, make sure I like it. Oh no. See right here, this shadow, contact shadow. This right here, see? Hold shift. Carefully go around. That this is guesstimating right around there, looks like. Maybe in some of this here. Full circle like that. Because this is ultra important, capturing the shadows. Kinda don't like this jaggedy. Yeah, that. There. Gotta be careful here too. Main thing is that the silhouette that's more than enough, I think. Now I need to have that and that. I need to select and mask. Bang. And then do some treatment. Maybe I'll put the feather to like 3. It makes it feathered out nicely. And then maybe smooth. What happens if I crank the smooth to 100? 100. So here, if I put it back to 0, if I type 0 and wait half a second, if I type in maybe 50 and wait half a second, 50, 0, maybe 50, if I look and then I'm gonna type 50. I'm okay with 50, I like that. Feather is at 3, maybe I put the feather at 2. No, put the feather at 5. Oh, that's, no, 4. I want the feather at 4. And then new layer with layer mask. And then bam, there you go. I'm gonna zoom in. I noticed this. Oh no, that's shine, I guess. Interesting. Anyway, so that's that. I'm gonna type immediately poster pole only. There you go. Alright, so those are the cutouts. Okay, cut out. Alright, so backplate. Alright, press V as in Victor for just the move tool. Poster pole only. Turn that on. Right, turn the backplate off. So that's what we have. Turn that off. Turn the backplate again on. Right, the one we buried and we flattened. Then the poster pole only, I'm not gonna turn that on. I just want the stinking freaking selection I did before. So I hold control, I'm gonna click in there, grab all of it. Right. Then I'm gonna just select the backplate. These are turned off because I don't want to make anything confusing. Backplate. I'm gonna do a generative fill to bury this. Bang and bang. Processing. There, see? Nice. I like that. Maybe this. Maybe this. Maybe this. I like the first one better. Okay. So generative fill, backplate, right? I'm gonna grab the generative fill that was covered here. I'm gonna shift select the backplate. I'm gonna do Control E to pancake this backplate work in progress with the new generative fill that hides the poster pole. Control E, bank. I'm gonna name this again as backplate WIP for work in progress. So as you can see, each time I do a generative fill, right, which was using the control, and you click into the masking cutout to get the precise shape, and then I do the generative fill. I select the generative fill and the backplate work in progress. I press Control E to pancake it down each time. Now I'm going to show why I was doing all that. Well, I'm going to press W for the wand tool, and I'm going to use the object selection wand tool. I'm going to select my backplate WIP, and now as you can see, this. Maybe I'll just grab yeah, no, I'm going to use quick selection tool perhaps. Again, so that's the quick selection, something like this. Just dragging. Okay, not bad, not bad. Huh, not bad. Better than I expected. Okay, now it flipped out on me. Let's see how much I can get away with. Because I want to grab something like this much. Nope. Nope. Okay. Yeah, this is a limit. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Nope. Trying to see how much more I can get away with. Okay, I'm pissed. Alright, I like this. I'm gonna zoom in, capture some more. Lasso tool, the second lasso, and then hold shift. I want to capture some of these because they're obviously, you can see it like that. And then capture some more of this, that. So this, I think, would be my foreground. I also want to capture some of that. Or maybe I should just capture all of that. How much I do this holding shift and just do a, because I see this line. I'm thinking maybe this line would be a better capture. capture all the way around like that. Hold shift